let's go over the teaser trailer, and then we'll get into what we think about this film. So if you want me to stop it in the midway, like that's what we always do, let us know, and we'll go from there. Look at this classic old 1990.
By the way, doesn't that mean Disney owns this one?
Right.
You just had to make it worse, Jonas, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
It
we're
wasn't on
having
Disney Plus.
Wow.
The Jennings family has just moved to the small town of Canaima.
Can you do that, Jonas?
The Jennings family has just moved to the small town of, what was that? I could never pin down the name.
Wow, that was
Nine.
good.
It is good.
You could have just made up anything, I think, at that point. All right.
Of xenophobia.
It starts off so happy, right?
Oh, smell that.
No. It does not start out happy.
Right.
There's like a half hour.
No.
Where
The teaser trailer, buddy. The teaser trailer. Pay attention. Try to keep up.
Yeah, the teaser trailer sounds like it's going to be this like really chill family
try to keep
film.
up.
Yeah.
I get you.
They become best friends with a spider.
In search of a simpler life.
Want to blow up a bullfrog?
It's the
You want to blow up a bullfrog? Oh, when times were good. When times were good.
Catfish at the trailer.
Goodbye crime, goodbye grime.
except for one pesky little problem.
Come with me and look at the web.
The web? I have a
Terrible fear of spiders. Come on, we live in the country now. It's time to work through this irrational, paralyzing terror.
It's not irrational.
Hollywood
Oh
Pictures
yeah,
and
that part was
Amblin
so
Entertainment
gross because he was covered in all the web and all the dead things were just strung to him. That was really disgusting.
And you know what? He was right. He had something to fear.
And it's bad if Jay tells you to keep up. No,
No, that's a good point.
present Jeff Daniels.
Honey, we're in the living room.
I'm sorry, but every time I see Jeff Daniels, the first thing that comes to mind is him in Dumb and Dumber with liquid diarrhea, and like that's like I don't know what that is.
We need you to kill a spider.
And John Goodman.
John Goodman was excellent in this film. He was my
Oh,
favorite.
he did a really good job.
It was my favorite part of the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
Infestation management.
Because just a spot.
Would anybody object if I tore this floor out?
I would.
False alarm, then leave on.
So hard when I was watching this.
So good.
John Goodman is so good in this
There's no
film.
spider here.
Every so often in a little town somewhere, there is a health scare.
There's a rumor going around that some kind of spider might have killed Sam Metcalf. Doubtful.
Spiders make convenient culprits.
There's no spider here.
I think one of your Venezuelan spiders hitched a ride here. There may be some spiders around here that are very dangerous.
Dad, chill out.
Just run.
They spread out from a central nest in a web-like pattern and dominate the entire area. When that happens, this town is dead.
Better uncork my private stock.
When he
What was
had
that?
the private stack and he came like just all decked out and ready to go, that was really cool. He was
So-
the best.
That
Go
same
ahead.
scene is what I saw when I was 9 years old, and it scared the crap out of me. I was afraid of spiders. When they spread out from the sink, it gave me the willies.
Oh, in the
Oh, like
sink,
my-
yeah.
Oh,
I kept wondering how they did it because I was like, did they use AI? And I was like, no, they didn't have AI. Like, it had to be
Yes,
CGI, right?
No.
Genesis,
Those are
No,
you know
they
the,
don't.
It's all spiders. Yeah.
Jen-
What, they were
Genesis-
real spiders?
you know
Yeah,
the handler, right? You know the spider handler.
Yeah, Jen and I got to meet him. He actually did the Death Head moths in Silence of the Lambs. He did the spiders in
Oh, wow.
Spider-Man, and he was
Legend.
like, yeah,
Wow.
he's like the coolest guy on the planet. And I'm a huge spider nerd, and we went to his place to meet him. And until I started nerding out over spiders, he was like, oh, whatever. And then he was like, oh, do you want to do high fives with my tarantulas? And he taught his tarantulas how to give you like a high five. Like they're the cutest, coolest animals.
Wow.
Some spiders can exist with each other. So obviously those ones can go in like big hordes so they don't attack each other. So they went, which kind of spider is it, Jen? It's a
This is the Avondale spider. It's also the Huntsman spider. And they imported 300. Just in case you guys want to know his name is Steven Kuchar. He is a legend in the business. They just don't make movies like that. And they shipped in 300 Huntsman spiders originally. He kept most of them throughout their lifespans. And every 2 weeks, they would get a fresh supply because the spiders would get exhausted.
Yeah.
And they would protect them as much as they could. The scene where John Goodman steps on the spider, that actually took the longest to shoot because they wanted it to be matching with the foot and the prosthetic as well as they possibly could.
Yeah, and when
Oh, wow.
spiders grow bigger, they pull off their skin, so they used an exoskeleton, so it looked like a legitimate spider was getting squished, but no spiders were harmed making the movie. Thank God.
No,
my
although a lot of
God.
actors said they were abused.
Yeah,
You're right.
the spiders were okay.
That's all
Wow,
that matters, that the spiders were fine. Although there is one different breed of spider, obviously the queen, and that's a Goliath bird eater, which Sylvia owns. It's in the back room over there.
Like a
Not
real
for the
spider?
movie, but just
I
in-
used to collect tarantulas. I had up to like 34 different species until I talked to
Oh,
like one of the
wow.
top spider guys in the world. And he was like, sweetheart, I have 2 jobs. And I was like, oh shit. So that means I can't make a living being a spider person. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll do movies instead.
Rough Knight is right. Steven Kuchar does make bug art. He showed us how he does it. You can't train an insect or an arachnid. You just have to study their behavior. And he found that they follow light. So he'd let them walk across paint, and then he put them on a blank canvas, and there'd be a light underneath the canvas. And as he moved the light, the little bug would walk around. Slow
That's so
process,
cool.
but beautiful.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is really cool. I was wondering how they got the spider in the shower scene to like walk the way it was supposed to be walking. 'Cause, like that
Lemon
looked
pledge.
very like the
Lemon Pledge,
intention
because
behind
he
it.
discovered that spiders don't like crossing Lemon Pledge. So he
Mhm.
would make little Lemon Pledge trails to where they had to go.
Oh.
Yeah, and
That's
when Jen and
fascinating.
I worked on our game show Elevator, we had a few spider co-stars, and a good way to get your spiders to move is they have straws and they'll blow a breath of air just on their back legs, which will cause them to walk.
That's so
Oh
cool.
wow.
You can also slow down a tarantula if you're a professional by putting them in the freezer for a while because it slows their blood. Only if you're a professional. Don't kill your arachnids, guys. But yeah, that's another thing that they did in the film.
Yeah,
Wow.
the bigger ones are easier to train. The one I have as a pet, I raised her from a spiderling. Her name is Cherry Darling. Completely harmless.
Aw.
I've been stupid. I've never been bitten. I've only been bitten by spiders, and that was like when I was trying to catch a wolf spider because I love bugs so much.
Blaine's not impressed.
What?
I love it. I
love
think it's
it.
awesome. I'm
You know-
super impressed. I
was
love this. Hey,
crazy.
listen, I was hyping up Dogs all week after seeing Good Boy because how they made that movie was also awesome, and I highly recommend it as far as like indie horror stuff goes because they do a little mini doc at the end of that movie and they talk about how this dog had never been on camera and actually teaching this dog to like act in a horror movie and all the things that they did. It was super cool, like because they're like
Awesome.
showing all these dogs' expressions and then what was really happening and they're just making like crazy noises, being like, "Wah!" and the dog's like,
So
You know?
this
I
goes
just
back.
want to point out that Blaine just said he was pro dog because of this, what he just said, but he talked
true.
crap about dogs' butts the entire time during Old
Listen,
Yeller.
That's true. Yeah.
that was only about dogs with offensive buttholes, and some dogs have offensive buttholes. Okay,
Interesting.
listen, it's just
Oh
a
my
fact.
God.
It
Sometimes
happens.
it's a huge problem.
What?
I just
Mike knows. He knows.
I
I just
judge
don't-
There's a
Blaine
reason I didn't like Old
very
Yeller.
fast, too.
Okay.
How do you tell if your dog has an offensive butthole?
Listen, if
It's
it's
just
just like
When you
if
walk
it's
by,
always
like,
looking at you.
ugh.
Yeah,
you're
you're
like,
Oh.
ugh, what are you doing?
like, why are you
know?
looking at me, dude? Why is your butthole looking at me?
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
Go to your cage. Yeah.
So, how did y'all like this movie?
Can we
Okay.
not talk about dogs?
Okay, so since we are changing the subject, this goes back to the idea of Frank Marshall directed this, and that's famously Kathleen Kennedy's husband. Sorry,
No, you had it right the first time.
and he's buddies with Steven Spielberg, and Marshall and Kennedy have been like associated with most of Spielberg's huge films. But this movie is almost like Frank Marshall is doing his best impression of a Steven Spielberg film. Like there's some stuff early on that I'm like, I see where you're going with this, but the spider stuff alone and the fact that they're having to work in basically they're painting with a medium that is alive. And you talk about Good Boy and the fact that of all the things they had to do with that dog without harming the dog to get it to perform. It again goes back to that idea that if it's just CG, everyone goes, well, it's just CG. But a movie is more like a magic trick. And if it's a performance, and more than just what's on screen is the performance here, because people go, how did you get it to do that? And I think that's what's lost. This is why Arachnophobia is a
Yes.
better film than the same film made with CGI today, with maybe slightly better pacing, whatever complaints you want to have here. So it's funny to me that I'm saying of a Frank Marshall film, the same guy who made Congo, like this is amazing that they made this film.
Well, it's like
you're so right on that. And it's funny because like you know it's a horror movie. You see that it's for 13-year-olds. You know people are afraid of spiders. And the soundtrack is so going hard to be a Steven Spielberg movie. Like there's so many times where eerie things happen. And then the music is really cheery and it's really like nice and uplifting. And you're like, oh, we're just going to go to Venezuela. There's a dead guy because of a spider bite, but don't worry about it. Now we're going to a small town. Everything's fine.
When I watched this, I actually thought it was a Bill Pullman movie. I must come from the dimension that Bill Pullman starred in this.
Oh, that's
Because when Jeff Daniels showed up, I'm like, Jeff, what the fuck are you doing here? Where's Bill?
He was so serious. I didn't think he was Jeff Daniels. I was like, is this the Dumb and Dumber guy? I was like, no.
I honestly thought I fell into a different dimension. I'm like, what is the Dumb and Dumber guy doing in this Bill Pullman movie? I don't understand. But that was the most amazing thing for me. I really enjoyed it. A couple little arachnophobia tidbits is it was a horror movie, not a horror comedy originally. And they changed that. And also Jeff Daniels' character did not have a phobia of spiders originally. And you think like the entire concept, like how is there even a movie there if he's not arachnophobic? Like it just makes sense. But I obviously really liked it because of, like Jonas said, it is the mastery of a filmmaking style that is so long gone, especially with the bullshit of the AI and stuff. And you see so few prosthetics, and you'd never see real animals anymore. For me, what's the fucking James Gunn dog?
Oh,
Crypto?
yeah.
Oh, Crypto.
Crypto made me sad because I was like, most of that can be done with a practical dog and $300 million.
And it's literally some guy jumping around on set in pajamas.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, if Crypto was a real dog, Crypto would have behaved a lot better because no dog behaves that badly in real life. And it would have been, I would have liked that movie a lot better if Crypto was a real dog.
Me too, because you have that connection to the animal that way. I think. I mean, look at Good Boy. The amount of people that are like, the dog better not fucking die in that movie.
Right.
Well, they wouldn't have done it because it would have cost so much money to have a real dog. Like that would have taken patience and understanding of what you're working with. But instead, it's CGI. And I generally liked Superman. I'm changing my mind the more James Gunn talks. But but there's nothing in that where I go, I wonder how they did that. Because the answer is, well, they paid a bunch of Korean guys to make it look that way. That's why.
Yeah, of course.
I still feel with a good second unit director, you could have just shot all the extra dog bullshit with $300 million, right? You just use the actor side and you're like, okay, it's going to be a couple dog months. Let's see what you're right.
Well, and that's the thing, like with Good Boy, they did that little mini doc at the end. They filmed it in their own house over 3 years, and it was their own dog who'd never been on camera. And they literally, it was just completely like bootstrapped. So I'm just like, dude, if these small people can do this on an indie level and you've got that massive budget, you can't get a freaking dog to do a few tricks? Like, come on.
Yeah. So what you're saying is my dog isn't pulling her weight. She could be the star.
Yeah.
Diana, where are you?
I have to watch Good Boy now. This is decided.
Right. Yeah. You have to see the little documentary during the credits because that was really like my point score went higher when I saw the documentary because I was like, oh, this is so sweet. Like, this is just so cool that him and his wife just did this together for 3 years in their house with this dog. And he's like, oh, it's a retriever. Because that's the thing is if you learn pets and stuff, it's like, it's a retriever. They like dogs. He loved it. He had the time of his life for 3 straight years making this movie. So I don't know.
I love that.
It's that thing too about like, you know, there's always a suspension of disbelief when you go see a movie. You're going to see a movie to be entertained. You're not going to see a movie to like, you understand that people had to put this together and work on this and stuff. And so you don't expect perfection. You expect to be entertained and moved emotionally. And so when you see somebody and you go, man, how did they do that? Like, there's a reason we watched The Thing earlier, you know, this year. The Thing is still holds up to this day as an amazing horror film because you're like, dude, how did they do this? Like, and even if you know, you're still in awe of the fact that it doesn't feel, even if you know how the soup is made, the fact that they made it do what they did still is really awesome. But like you said, it suspends the movie magic and it robs you of this thing to go, man, a bunch of people came together to make this happen. When you watch an awesome stunt that Tom Cruise does, you go, Tom Cruise did that stunt. Isn't that cool? Versus like, this is all CGI. None of that happened. He's jumping off of a box, you know? And like, even my kids introduced him to that when they go like, I introduced them to the Mission Impossible movies, and they're like, "Oh, okay." We start watching it, and you're watching Tom Cruise run everywhere and do these crazy stunts and stuff. They're like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool." Yeah, they're like, "Oh man, that's awesome." Yeah,
it just makes it so much better. I mean, I just keep saying every single movie that we have watched that have actually used practical effects, they just look so much better, and they catch your attention.
What?
No. What did you do, Mike? What did you do?
I'm going to point out my
That's
family,
profiling.
the movie that they've gone nuts for. Like my sons thought Ryan Gosling was going to die in Fall Guy because all of the stunts are amazing.
Dude, Fall Guy is a beautiful movie, man. It's just so cool to see stunt guys get the love that they deserve, man. Because those guys work really hard.
Let me hop in real quick and say thank you, Rick. I missed that a little earlier. For the 20 gifted memberships. Holy crap, dude! Thank you for your generosity. Here. And I know we got a lot of supers. We're gonna get to them right after this. Thank you guys so much. So, does knowing that the majority of those spiders in this movie make the movie, like you said, I saw someone in the chat. They go, "I just moved my review points up 5 because the fact that I honestly I thought a lot of those spiders were fake." Like I thought they were like little robot, like little things that they just put together because I couldn't imagine like and I guess I caught myself a few times like, man, that spider looks pretty good. I can't imagine being on set and they were able to make it crawl right where they needed it to crawl. So
lemon pledge and blowing on them and doing take after take after take. Apparently the crew had something called a spider lotto where they would put money on how many takes it would take to get a shot. 21 is the highest it went.
Which shot was that?
It was the shot of stepping on the spider because John Goodman actually puts his shoe down on top of a spider, but doesn't actually crush it. And Steven was very like, you're not fucking hurting that spider. So we're going to do it so many times. And they just kept doing it more and more careful. Yeah, and Jeff Daniels also, he hated the spiders because so many times you're like, oh, sweet, let's see if it gets closer on Jeff, or maybe we put a few more on Jeff. And he's like,
oh no.
He got one on his face at one point too. I thought he was super brave. Like apparently they had a rule that if the spider did what the spider was supposed to do, that's the take that's going in the movie. So all of the actors just had to be on their shit because it was like, you're making a stupid face. That's too bad. The spider's the star.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels said it was bullshit because the big spider they named after Rob Zemeckis, so they called it Big Bob on set. And he was so angry because he's like, Bob does one good take, and I'm giving take after take after take.
So what I've heard is that Big Bob was designed by Jamie Heineman from Mythbusters. I don't know if that's true. Do you know?
That's true. Huh. The other part, the prosthetic one was.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow. That's so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
It's good spider talk, you guys. I'm proud of everybody.
But I didn't like this movie because I don't like spiders. And the whole time me watching, I felt like I had an itch. Every time I like shifted on the couch, I was like, something's on my shoulder, something's on my foot. It was like, it's creepy, you know?
It makes reaching under a lampshade really hard after you watch it.
The worst scene for me, was when the dude sat on the toilet and my fears like,
and the spider was in there.
Sitting on a toilet and a giant spider,
I love that I called that in your comments. I knew that would be the thing. First thing I did when you dropped your review, I was like, the toilet scene's got you. It's like...
Is that you're most vulnerable, right? That's why that's such a big fear.
That was like growing up. I heard a story about a snake coming out of a toilet, like coming through the pipes.
They do that.
So that is one that I'm like, because I freaking hate snakes. Like I'm the same way you are, Jay, when it comes to snakes, and so I'm like, abso-freaking-lutely not, no snake stuff. So yeah, snakes.
So I got a spider story that will scare the crap out of you. My great grandpa.
Let's get into super chats.
Real quick. He was, this is back in the day in Nebraska. He decides he's going to go to the bathroom in, the backyard, and he sees, there's a spider, so he decides to try to hit it. Crawls up the stream and bites him.
Oh,
yeah. So how's that for scary?
I have a
That's the
better
Itsy Bitsy
one.
Spider's revenge right there.
Yes.
I have a better one. When I went to the Isla Gorgona, which I kind of told the story about the swimming in the shark-infested waters.
Is that the island from Jurassic Park 2?
Probably. It was a
like
prison island. It's like protected now because of the corals and the animals there. Anyway, in the cabin that I was assigned to, in the bathroom, there was a spider the size of my face. It was huge. And it was really, really big. So I never used that bathroom. I always closed the door and I just used the bathroom with my friends because I was just afraid of ever going there. But every day I would go, open up the door and check in the spider and then close it really quick. Because I was afraid that it was gonna crawl while I was sleeping and then kill me. I survived. It didn't do anything. It just moved around the bathroom.
Yeah, it was
I was
gonna
locked in
kill
the
you.
bathroom. That's why I didn't do anything.
It wanted
Yeah,
to kill you.
I didn't go to the bathroom there.
He's
Yeah.
like, if she falls asleep and I can get this door open, it's over.
Wow. I don't. Yeah, we have like these giant banana spiders here in Central Florida. I'm sure they're everywhere, but they make these webs that are the size of screen doors in the matter
my
5 minutes, man. And then you end up like walking through one by accident or getting close to one, and it's like you freak out because like are they on your face, on your back, or like they're awful. So, and they're very crunchy. They're literally like this big, and when you step on them, it's like stepping on a rock, and then it pops. It's awful. So
Don't
I
step on them then.
I don't want anything to do with them. I want them gone, away from me. So
You don't smoke, Jay, do you?
no.
Spiders have box lungs, so they can't filter out smoke. So if you smoke like a cigar or you burn incense around them, it naturally makes them either go away, or if it's in a closed place, it kills them.
You know what I have?
Probably seen that scene in Constantine where he smokes and puts the glass on top of the spider. That's legit. That's how you can protect yourself from spiders, guys. Take up smoking.
Take up smoking, kids.
Cigars.
Protect yourself
You
from
might die of
spiders.
cancer, but not spiders.
The spiders will be like, I can't go there. He looks so cool smoking.
I have one of those sprays.
I wanna
that
get to
shoot,
know
like
this
20
guy.
feet. You can stand far away and like destroy them. So it's crazy. Other than that, I thought the movie was very entertaining. The end fight scene was a little much, but I thought it was very, very entertaining for the most part. It's funny that the old man doctor had the whole town under his finger, I guess, when he got there. So like even the stupid chief of police, was it the chief of police or the police officer was there?
Sheriff,
And then like that one scene was a little weird where like the coach was like, I got a job for you. Come on down to the school. And it's like
that was weird.
all the guys had a cough. I'm like, all right, that was a little unnecessary. Yeah. And then every patient he had was dying of this spider, these spider bites. So, it just got like when the spiders invaded the house, that's when it got like, that was just crazy. Like walking and they're all like falling from the ceiling.
That's so good.
Woo. It just gave me a tingly feeling. Like I was like, I don't like this at all. But then in the end, he has like a freaking nail gun and shoots the big boy and sets him on fire and like sets the nest on fire. And then you have like, you have like happy music. Like everything's good now. Like, God, like, what the freak is this? So
that was the funniest thing to me, was how different the music is. I mean, the music is like almost like it's a joke at how suburban it is. And they're going between that and like the Venezuelan stuff is all heavy and dramatic and it's trying to be intense. Like I feel like the last 45 minutes of this film is really when it starts to like know what it is. It knows where it's going. It goes like very far into like horror comedy, but mostly horror. And there's a lot more real spiders because people start dying a lot quicker and there's a lot more attacks. Like I'd say the last 45 minutes of this film, which is probably where you want people thinking when they leave the theater, oh yeah, that was so awesome. Like the first part of this, I'm just kind of waiting for something to happen. Like the prosthetics, the fake spiders and the puppeteered spiders. Okay. I know somebody's going to die, somebody I don't care about, who's not going to be in the last 2/3 of the film. Like, let's just get this over with, do something amazing. By the way, rest in peace, Julian Sands, the spider expert. But that last 45 minutes, I was like, this is fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one thing they did really well in the movie is the fear, the fear of the unknown, but also things that happen off screen, like when they're saying, well, she obviously died of a heart attack. I'm like, most heart attack victims don't bite their own tongue off. I'm like, what? Yeah. And then they're talking about I haven't heard crickets for a while, and I'm like, all this creepy stuff that makes you uneasy throughout the movie.
Yeah
It's pretty good.
I really
feel like it's like Jaws. Sorry, go ahead.
I really liked at the end how he finally feels like he killed the big bad spider and he's gonna be okay. He's like, oh, thank God. And the exterminator guy comes and he's like, you're welcome. And he just carries him off. I laughed so hard when that happened. It was like,
Yeah, there's no spider here. Literally almost touched it with his hand.
Oh, it's so good.
With the score, I don't know if y'all were picking up on this. Part of me wondered, like the score and stuff, it gave me Ghostbusters vibes.
Yeah.
And I wondered if they were kind of trying to channel that tone, right? Because that handles a little bit like with Ghostbusters. You get like the serious, but then the comedy and the horror and all of that. And I'm like, I wonder if they're kind of trying to channel that because it did tonally feel very similar, which this movie is just so fun. Like, it is a really fun movie and really entertaining, even though, honestly, the first, like, hour and a half is a pretty slow burn, but the story is still so engaging and there's things just happening here and there that I'm like, man, like this is honestly more entertaining than it probably should be for what a slow burn, like for how long to get to the meat and potatoes of it.
I have to look up who did the music on Ghostbusters now, other than Ray Parker Jr. and Huey Lewis.
You're right.
But
Joe, what did you think? I know you're waiting your turn. Very nice of you.
I actually agree that it was a slow burn, but I liked how it was character driven and you got to know and care about these characters. I know you just said you didn't care about the old lady dying, but I actually got a lot of anxiety knowing that she was about to die.
Right.
Joe has a heart.
Nice.
Yeah, I liked her.
Joe's a good person.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're not good people.
No judgment.
Joe's the only good one here.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
Just make sure your link tree is up in your Twitter. Okay.
It is, Mo.
Oh my
Should
God.
be. I was getting anxiety about the pulsating sack of baby spiders because in real life, the only thing that freaks me out about spiders in real life is that I'm sorry, Jen and Sylph, I didn't know it was pregnant spider when I was younger, and it was all these babies came out of it.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
just like
Wolf spider.
swarming, like yeah. So I'm like terrified of baby spiders. So
okay, so was it the male spider maybe carrying all
I
the
have
the
no
baby
idea.
spiders? Because
I
I've
have
heard
no
that
idea.
happens.
I
I
have
got
no idea.
I
But
got
all I knew
I
is
got
that I was
bit in the
covered
pool
in
one time by a
tiny
spider.
spiders.
And chucked it.
Yeah.
If it's a big spider, it's a female. Just like in the snake community, if it's a big one, it's a girl.
Yeah, if you want to know how to tell the difference between a male spider and a female spider, you know those tiny little legs they have on their face? So the ones that are males, it looks like they have boxing gloves because that's where their junk is. God is cruel.
Penis mouth.
You don't want to punch people with that.
Right?
Yeah. I want to step on them even harder now because
Put
of
them
that.
up. Yo, bro, those are your balls, man.
Yeah, fun fact, if you ever see
That'll
them
keep you from
with
fighting.
friends, they're not cleaning.
No, they like to jerk off spiders.
All right. So that movie came out in 1990. Criticless. Arachnophobia gets a rad rating. Pretty much from everyone. I gave it a lower rating than normal. I don't know why than most, but there we have. My one friend with benefits, Blaine, gave it a 74.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah. The one friend. So I gave it a 60. I was like, why did you make me watch this? I blame Doug B, and he's not even here. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Good policy.
Soundwave Superior gave it a 0.
Wow.
He's like, this movie can go down. That's pretty much.
That's how you really feel.
What is it with
That
us
bad?
Transformer people? We don't like spiders at all.
Yeah.
Marianne B gave it a 98. I really like this movie. I love the horror movies that combine humor with horror and also have a happy ending. A lot of people died though. Is it happy?
A lot of people.
We got a
some of them were
72.
pretty dumb though, and that was fun.
That's true.
What does that say? Caveatize?
That's caveat ties.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't read. Mo gave it a 70. I forgot to thumbs up everyone's review. Sorry. Mike gave it a 73. He said, I wasn't scared of spiders. Then I watched this movie. Now I'm just really more afraid of spiders.
Nice.
Lady Aaron gave it an 85. I hate spiders, but I think this is a fun. Look at this. People are calling this a fun, family-friendly horror film.
It is. It's PG-13 horror. There's like no language until you get to that final scene in the basement.
Yep.
People die though, man. Like they're dead.
But cute
People die
movie,
in kids'
Dad. Not
movies.
But they
scary.
didn't really kill them. It's just in the movie.
No, really.
Not
Oh.
scary.
People die in kids' movies all the time.
People
man.
die in Harry
They have
Potter.
more Time.
Yeah.
Like
Secret
Bambi's
of
mom.
Except for
Mufasa.
Dolores Umbridge, who
Look
really
at-
was rich.
Look at Alex,
Oh.
an okay movie directed by Star Wars murderers.
That's pretty
Thank
good.
you, Alex.
My man Rough Night in the chat gave it a 75.
Shout out.
Blaine gave it a 74.
Yes, sir.
Jeff Daniels is Dr. Death. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
My man Holy Fudge gave it a 25. I never wanted to start a TV on fire before, but I have now. You mean like set a TV on fire? Yeah. What the heck is this that you're playing there, buddy? 76.
saw
Steel
one of
Egg,
these-
almost a 100.
I was going to say, I saw one of these other reviews mention it, and I totally forgot that because Meatloaf is in this movie, and I couldn't figure out who he was. I was like,
He was the
I know who
coach.
this man is. Yeah, and he's the coach. But then, so I looked it up, and now I'm literally just getting a bunch of Meatloaf spiders on my Google image thing, and it's really weird. People have made Meatloaf spiders. It's pretty cool.
Great movie. Ignore the crybabies hating it because of Kathleen Kennedy. Well, I don't blame them. Let's see. This cat Matt gave it a 75. My man Mr. P gave it a 78. Jaja Binks a 94.
Yo.
What the heck? People are fighting within the chat. Sorry for calling you a P word beach dad. Yusa right. This actually pretty scary. It made Misa poop Misa pants.
What is happening?
He does all of his
God.
reviews as Jar Jar Binks.
Jonas got a thumbs down.
Oh, what a shock! By the way, Meatloaf's not in this movie. Just want to point
That's what I thought. I didn't think that was.
Is that not him?
Meatloaf?
No,
That's not him.
That's
The dude looks exactly like
that's
him.
Peter Jason, and he looks a lot like Meatloaf.
Tommy
but he's
Boy's
not
dad?
Meatloaf.
Wow.
That guy put on a lot of weight.
No, that's Brian Dennehy was
Dennehy.
Tommy. Was
okay.
Tom? That's
that's
like
wild.
That's three actors that are not the same actor.
They're all the same person. Have they been seen in the room together?
Yeah.
Sarah gave it a 90. Rebel Headspace gave it an 80. The Woodman. I got to go through these kind of quickly. Sorry, everybody, but I appreciate y'all like watching these films with us. It's freaking awesome. I hate spiders, hate them.
Yep.
Yet I've seen this movie a dozen times. That's awesome. The Horror Host. I thought he'd do a little. He gave it a 65. Directed by Kathleen Kennedy's husband. I love how everyone is putting that in there.
Yeah.
There's Lily.
Poor
She's always
Frank.
on the thumbnail. She's always with us in spirit. Gave it a 95. She said she loved this movie. We got an 80, 83. There's Beach Dad. I hate this movie not because it's a bad movie, but because I hate spiders. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nick gave it a 65. What is this? Frank Sinatra, Summer Wind. Fergusonian gave it a 65. There's Joe Rosie, her first review.
No, it's not. No, it's my favorite.
By the way, I'm really glad I finally get to do one of these with Joe. She's
Right.
nice.
Thanks, Jonas.
I don't think she wanted to be here. Brimstone with a 75. I think this movie still made me laugh. Basic bug takeover movie. Yeah, there's Wasps gave it a almost 70. What are these movies? I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Is that in the
That
film?
was
one of the
Yes,
songs
it
in
was.
this film.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
a song in the show, in the movie.
Sevy gave it a 75. Risk it an 86. Dixie 60 almost. I have Kathleen Kennedy a phobia. I love it. I love that Kathleen Kennedy is being mentioned. Bulldog gave it a 65. My phone's going off. Sorry. Broken Wreck Mechanic a 60. Mike,
That's your phone? You said your phone was going off.
are you okay, Mike?
I'm fine. I live in a good neighborhood.
Sure you do.
Life on
They're
Marshmallows
actually
gave it an
coming for
80.
Blaine.
Yeah.
My man War Machine in the chat, who's giving us other films to go through, gave it a 93. And now we're back into some of the July ones. I'm just gonna go ahead and thumbs up a few. Thank you guys for participating with us. Man, we appreciate you. Get yourself a critical account so you can be part of the show. Like all of us here.